Bootstrap has some elements which are categorized under JavaScript. I'm talking about modal windows, carousels, and sliders, among others. In this lesson, we'll have a look at modal windows. Modal windows are used in lots of places as an alternative to classic layouts. For example, you could have a login or contact form appear as a modal window instead of placing it in the main document. Bootstrap makes things really easy for us when it comes to modal windows. The markup is really simple. It starts with a class of modal, like this. All right. After that, the content is split in three sections. We have modal header plus modal body plus a modal footer. Oops. Like that. All right. Now you can have any kind of content in these sections, but usually the header contains a title and a close button, and the footer contains one or two buttons. So the close button is the same we used for the alerts, if you remember a few lessons back. So I'm going to say button with a class of close, like this. We'll do times here to create an X, and also data dismiss will be modal, and also we'll place an H3 as the title, something like that. All right, now if you look, you can already see the structure. This is the close button and this is the title. All right, the modal body. You can have any kind of content here. I'll just place a paragraph like that. Okay. And finally, the modal footer can contain a button or two. So let's do A with a class of btn that just says close, something like that. And let's make it a btn primary so you can see it better. All right, cool. And this is the basic markup. You saw just how easy it is. All right, a modal window has to be hidden by default. So we need to add the class of hide to the class of modal. All right, so this is now hidden. All we need now is a trigger to show the modal. And for that, we can use either a link or a button. So let's do on the top here, we'll say A with a class of btn, and the href should point to the actual modal. So let's give it an ID, like my modal. And link it right here. All right, show modal window. Also, we need to add the data toggle attribute equals modal. All right, let's check it out. And there it is. Click the close button and it disappears. Great. You can also add a fancy effect by adding the fade class. So modal hide will add fade here, and instead of just appearing, it's going to show up with a fade effect on the background, and also it's going to slide down. Now you can activate a modal window in two ways, by using data attributes or via JavaScript. The method I just used uses the data attributes, but you can easily do that via JavaScript. So for example, if I delete this and I just add an ID to this button, say my button, we'll do a quick script and we're gonna say this: my button on a click. We have a function. that will do something like this. We'll target the modal window. So my modal dot modal. And you can also pass in a number of options. So let's check it out. There it is. Perfect. That's about it for modal windows. A really easy to use control, and it's very, very intuitive. Next up, we'll talk about a very cool control in Bootstrap, Scroll Spy.